Hello friends and welcome to today's video where I would like to show you how I mix drums and which plugins I use and of course it's another Reaper tutorial and let's begin, let's start. As you can see, I have a whole drum kit here, so let me just explain you first. So on my first channel I have talkback microphone, and of course this is the one. It's Rode M3, but today we are going to focus on our drums and the whole drum kit. So I just took a session of drums recorded, and all of them are processed. So take a few seconds and let's listen to them. So this is how they sound. I would like to invite you to take a listen with me, and I will play the drums individually, so one by one, and then we can say something about each component. So let's start with, for example, let's start with kick drum. So this is my kick in. So it's a microphone put inside the kick drum. It's inside the bass component. Then I have kick out. This is the microphone which is on the sound hole of a kick drum. Then we have a snare. Of course, two toms, so you can hear them now. Okay, these are two toms. This is high left, high right, and of course, at the end, also the room microphone. And all of these are going into our drum bus, which is the green one. What I will do now is I will disable all plugins. As you can see, I'm using Reaper plugins. Okay. And I can also put all of these down. I can put all of them down. I will just leave the drum bus on because we need it, because we are sending all of our channels into our drum bus. So let's go one by one and let's listen what we have. So they are not processed now, and this is the raw recording of the drum components. So let's start with kick. This is our kick in. As you can hear, we have a little bit of bleeding, but not too much. Then kick out. This is AKG microphone. Our snare. toms. You see toms, and then we have hi-hats, left and right, and this is our room microphone. This is our room microphone, which is a stereo microphone. So how I processed the individual tracks. This is our kick in, and I can show you what I did. First, I used gate. This is what happened. Can you hear the difference? Gated kick, kick without the gate. Then second in the row after the gate, I put an equalizer. Now let me explain you how I did it. Without gate, with the gate. So I used fast attack, approximately medium hold or medium fast hold, and quite fast release. And for me, it did the job because we can hear no bleeding. So this is without gate, with gate. Now when we have a clean kick, I applied equalizer. What I did, I just set low cut at 35 hertz, and I set high cut at 10,000 hertz approximately, but that depends on your taste, and that depends of your hearing and what you like and what you don't like. For me, it was okay to set the high cut here. And also there were, in my opinion, there were two bad frequencies. You hear? We don't want that, so I notched it out. I notched it out. And third in a row, I used so this is a waves plugin. Now you can hear the difference. Okay, so this is bypassed now, and this is when we applied our waves VST. So for me it sounds much better because we gave it a lot of like soul, and now it sounds like a real kick. So once again, this is VST applied, and this is without the plugin. You hear the difference? So why I didn't set the low cut here? Well, I could do it, but we already set it with the Reaper EQ. And at the end, we compressed it. So this is our kick. I used also recompressor, without compressor, and with compressor. What compressor settings I used? So it's a fast attack and slower release. We used a little bit of a pre-compression, about around 2 milliseconds. Also, ratio, it's a quite high ratio of 6. And yeah, this is all about, so this is pretty much about the compressor. As you can see, I'm using I try to use Reaper plugins, because I think that Reaper has all that we need. Okay. So let's continue. And how it sounds with the compressor applied, let's hear it. Without compressor. And this is our kick without being processed and processed. The difference is quite huge, isn't it? Let's continue to our second track. It's kick out. So I'll just turn off this guy. Kick in, I will turn it off, and I will put the volume of kick out up. So this is our kick out. It is recorded with AKG microphone. So how does it sound? At the moment, we can hear bleeding, and it's not so punchy. But what I wanted to achieve with this one doesn't have to be so punchy, because we have kick in, which is really punchy. You hear? So kick in is punchier, and kick out is not so punchy. But which plugins did I use and how I applied it? Let's see. So first, of course, I used gate, because we want to get rid of this bleeding. Okay, let's see. It still doesn't have this punchiness that it should have, but it's not about the processing, it's about the process of recording and about the microphone placement. Next in a row, I used equalizer. So without equalizer, with equalizer. Again, I cut it at 35, and here I cut it at 6.7 kilohertz. And we had a few bad frequencies where I notched out. Once again, I applied waves equalizer for the coloration. Check it out, without and with. You hear the difference? Yeah. Sounds okay now. And of course, compression. Without compressor. And with compressor. So fast attack, middle release, and the bigger ratio. Okay. So these are our kicks, kick in, kick out. I will not bother with the ratios now, so I just want you to see what I did and how I did it. Then we go to snare. So this is our snare. Let's see what I did with it. So first I applied equalizer. It's Reaper equalizer. Let's check it here. I will cycle it. Okay, how did I apply the equalizer? I did I did a cut at 150 hertz. I did a high cut at 12,000, and I notched out 2 of the bad frequencies. So let's hear it. Without equalizer, with equalizer. Next, I used gate. You hear the difference? So it decreases the bleeding. Without gate and with gate. Waves equalizer for color. I like it more that way. And of course I used compressor. It's not a big compression, it's quite mild compression. So here we used a slow release. Oh, sorry, I used a slower attack and medium release. So medium attack, medium release, because we don't want to punch it in right away. We want to hear that starting point of the snare drum, and then exactly after 15 milliseconds it gets compressed. So this is how I like it. And that's pretty much it about the snare drum. But the snare drum sound changes by adding the room microphone. Check it out. Now at this moment it sounds pretty dry. Let's hear it again. It sounds pretty dry, but we changed that by adding room microphone. see, which I will apply later. So I'm happy with the snare drum so far, and let's continue to our toms, tom up and tom down. So far I haven't panned anything. So our kick in, kick out, and snare, they are all centered. Center, center, center. Next we have toms, tom up, tom down. So tom up is right one, is the left one, and tom down is the right one. So I just panned them a little bit. Let me check. I will select it, and they are, we can check it here. So they're around 30 left, 30 right. Of course, they are not hard panned because I don't need that when recording only drum kits. So let's find where we have our toms. I will just zoom in a little bit, and I want to have two toms at the same point. So this is it. I will cycle it, and let's put the volume up. So for the, I will just reset it. So I put my pen on the center, and what we can hear now, do you hear the booming? So it's booming, and how I processed it, I will select it. Let's see, where is this guy? Okay, it's here. First I used equalizer. And that reduced our booming for a little. With equalizer, without equalizer, with equalizer. I also notched 3 of the bad frequencies and put the high cut of 7000 Hertz or 7 kilohertz. Next, I still want to get rid of that boomy sound. Ooh. So that's why I will use gate. Check it out now. Without gate, with gate. So when there's no drums, so when there is no toms playing, we do not hear anything. So that is why I want to achieve. So take a listen. You will hear only ba. Now you hear only the toms playing without the bleeding. If I take it out, if I take the gate out, you will hear this. You will hear unnecessary bleeding of the tom microphone. So by gate, I eliminated that. And of course, equalizer. Without. And with. Check it out now. With equalizer. A little bit more defined color. And of course, I put the compressor. So Without compressor, with compressor. So not a fast attack, middle release. The knee of 4, I use the knee of 4. Sorry, I use the ratio of 4. Let's see what happens if I compress it even more. Yeah, I will leave it like that. And I did the same thing on our right tom. You can still hear booming. Let's apply EQ. Well, that still doesn't reduce our booming. Let's try to find where the booming is. Of course, we will eliminate the booming with the gate, but let's try to find it with EQ. Let's see. And here it is. Okay, here it is. Let's try to take it out. Okay, we'll leave it like that. I did the low cut at 75 and the high cut at 7 kilohertz. So let's see what we have next. Of course, gate. So let's see what happens when I apply gate. Without gate, with gate. Hop, nothing. Exactly. This is what I wanted. So you see, we have booming even when the toms are not playing. We have booming because of the tom microphone, which is recording all the unnecessary sounds. So by applying the gate, we will eliminate that boomy sound. Without gate, with gate, you see? Okay. Let's see. So do I want the release time to be like that? Let me check. Yeah. Maybe a little longer release time. Yeah, probably like that. Yeah, I want to leave it like that. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I will leave it like that. And now we can listen both our toms left and right together. And we will pan them 30 to the left, 30 to the right. Sorry. So let's hear left tom and right tom We pan it approximately 30. Okay, 25 left, 25 right. Let's see. Yes, this is what we wanted to achieve. I will turn them down now. Let's continue with the highs. Okay, there is one more thing that we have to do. I also applied the equalizer to the tom, to our tom. I don't want them to be too bright. It's the matter of a taste, but I like it like that. Okay. And compressor for the toms. Once again, middle attack and middle release. Yes, like that. So let's hear them once again together. Let's hear them together. So tom left and tom right, they are both panned slightly to the left and right, 30. 30 left, 30 right. Let's hear them. Yes, sounds good for me. Once again. Okay, sounds good for me. And we can proceed with the highs. High left, high right. So for the purpose of until we are editing them, I will just pan them to the middle so we can hear them better. And then when we finish, we will pan them left and right. Let's check. So first I would like to start with the highs left. Let's see it. So like every time I start with the equalizer and cutting the frequencies, cutting, boosting, but better to cut than boost. Low cut at 360 and high cut at approximately 18. And I notched out a bad frequency, but that depends on every drum kit and of course the matter of your personal taste. Let's hear it without equalizer and with equalizer. We do not have to apply gate here because we do not want to mute or shut down anything. So I think the low cut will be enough here. Then I used, once again, I used VQ3 from the waves. Let's hear it. Okay, and we compress it. I didn't use too much of a compression because there's nothing really too much to compress. It's a mild compression with a not so fast attack and even not so fast release. So it's a fast to middle attack and more of a middle release ratio. It's of 8, so big ratio. We want to compress it quite harsh, but the threshold is not so big. So for example, I do not want that. I want that. Like that. And I do the same with the right side. Let's hear it. I use EQ without and with. Then we add, of course, waves EQ for the color. Okay. And compressor for the end of this chain. Like that. And last but not the least, we have our room microphone. So it's a stereo left-right microphone, and adding a room microphone to your drum kit makes really noticeable difference. So what I used here is an equalizer. There was a few or some quite bad frequencies which I do not want to have in my drum kit, and I don't want to send them to my drum bus. So I notched them out here. I did, since we are recording the room basically, I did a low cut of 100 approximately, and I did a high cut at of 18 kilohertz. Let's hear it. Without, and with. I used, for this purpose, I used Chris Lord Algae VST. It's CLA drum stereo, of course, from Waves. I have the whole wave pack, and let's hear it without and with. Without, with. So we added a little bit of reverb. We did not gate it because we do not want to gate the room. We didn't gate it. We added a reverb and a little bit of compressor And of course, this is our equalizer, basses and treble. So let's hear it. And a little bit of reverb. Like that. And this is basically the whole drum kit, which is now being sent here to our drum bus. So the green one, it's a drum bus. I keep it at the middle, so it's at 0. I keep it at 0, and I will do the basic mix. I will do the basic drum mix and send all these guys into our bus. So let's go start one by one, and let's start by kicks. So kick in, I will add kick out. Our snare. Highs. And check out the difference check out the difference when I add the room mic. Adding. And now I would like to apply toms. I'll just loop it here. Okay, so this is the basic mix of the drums. So I think everything is balanced, but that also depends of your taste and like of your music taste, of the genre you are mixing and everything. Some people want more kick, some people want less kick, somebody wants to have loud snare, somebody not. So as I said, it depends of your music taste. So let's quickly hear it once again. Okay, maybe I would just add a little more of a cut to the to our snare. I will leave it at. Okay, and what is happening with these drum instruments with kick in, kick out, snare, toms, highs, and room microphone? They are all being sent to our drum bus. This is our drum bus, which is receiving the whole drum kit. So let's just solo the drum bus and let's see if we hear all the instruments. Yes, we hear them all. So how do I send my drum components into a drum bus? We go in Reaper, we go to routing button, and I want to send, so I go add new send, and I send it to my drum bus. I send it to my drum bus, and they're directly being sent to drum bus. And there is one more thing that is really important. We don't want to be sent to our master out and to our drum bus. We just want it to be sent to drum bus. So we do not want to send them to master. So let's take off this button. Or there is also an easier way. You just click routing button and drag it to your drum bus. So there are two options. The faster one is to click and drag. Okay. But for sure, now the next step is to process our drum bus. How I did it? I put a little bit of a tape saturation and then of a little bit of distortion, and at the end I EQ it. So let's go step by step and let's check it out. I will solo my drum bass. So now we are hearing only the drum bass. I used a little bit of a tape saturation. It's from Kramer, Waves. Now it's bypassed, and let's apply it. Next, I added a little bit of distortion without and with. Listen it to with. For the end, let's apply EQ. What I want to do here is I want to find any of the bad frequencies if there are. little bit of compressor. So I will use also Reaper compressor. It's under the Dynamics tab. I do not want to compress it hard, just a mild compression. This is pretty much it with oh cool, one more thing. Let's check panning now. And of course, so there's a general rule in mixing which says kick, snare, and the bass go right in the middle. That means they are not panned, they are in center. Everything else we can pan left and right, even hard left and hard right if we are using LRC way of mixing, left, right, center. So if we go through our view and our mixing session, so there is a kick in, kick out, which definitely stay in center. There is a snare who stays in center. And there is tom left, tom right. These two guys we can, and we already did, we panned them left 30, right 30. And there we have highs, which are left and right. We will pan them hard left, hard right. And room microphone can stand in center. So let's do it. So kick left, kick center, snare center, toms left 30, right 30, and highs hard left, hard right. Hard left, hard right. And let's go just through the mixing again. Our kicks, we add snare, room microphone, highs, and tops. when we have all the ratios set up and when everything is running smoothly to our bus, we can also do one thing, and that is we can do a parallel compression of drums. That means that I send my drum bus to another drum bus, and just with the difference that new drum bus will be really compressed, and then I will do the mix of both compressed and uncompressed. And I already did the parallel compression. I will just apply it now. Okay, so I have just an ordinary, just the usual drum bus, and another drum bus which has a compressor applied, and it is smashing a little bit harder. And then I want to do a mix of both buses and get the kind of the best sound for my drums. How I did parallel compression, please see my tutorial on my channel. I did a tutorial just on this purpose. So how to do a parallel compression of drums. So as I said, there is a tutorial on my channel. Please take a look at it. It says how to send the signals to this bus and how to compress it, and then how to do the mix, how to blend it in. So this was my fast tutorial about mixing the drums. I hope that it is helpful for you, and I hope that you learned something today. Please stay tuned for more videos on my channel, and keep rocking and stay healthy.